Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and welcome to a brand new video format that I'm having on this channel. It is called, I'm shamelessly ripping this title, How Daniel Would Book, where I take an idea or concept or angle from professional wrestling and I put my own little twist on it. Why? Well, for two reasons. One, because I'm a wrestling fan and I never know true happiness. And also because I'm a smartass. Dang. For those who get the reference, I appreciate you. So, Royal Rumble is coming up at the beginning of February, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I am actually going to the Royal Rumble, and that is going to be a very, very fun time for me. And so I thought, why not? I thought I'd give the old college try and book out my own version of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. I think for this year, I will just do the men's. I won't do the women's. I'm sorry. If there's enough of a response on this video, then I might consider doing the women's and like rushing an idea or two into that. But I'm just going to stick with the men's rumble. Now, this is being recorded on the 13th of January. So if anything comes out or anything changes to the story, then it was recorded before the Rumble and before all those changes happened, so I am sorry. Also, one thing that I wanted to just talk about before getting into this booking is this is my world where there are no injuries and that everyone is potentially available. So, again, my Rumble, my rules, so shut up about my decisions. All right, so here we go. We actually start on the countdown show before the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is going in to pick his number after beating Solo Sikoa in Tribal Combat on the debut Netflix Raw episode. And both Aldis and Pierce tell him that his number has already been determined for him. And Reigns asks both the GMs and Paul Heyman, his wise man, about this and said that it was a decision higher up in the ranks. So, we get to the men's Royal Rumble match, and out at number 1, it is Roman Reigns. That's right. Roman has been drawn at number 1, and he has to go basically pillar to post in this whole Royal Rumble. And coming out at number 2 is Jacob Fatu. Now, yes, I am putting this little dream match right here at the start because in my head, in my booking head, they might do this match at Elimination Chamber to then give Roman a much bigger match at Mania, which I will let you know about. So both of these two powerhouses start out in the Rumble. Roman tries to give Fatu a shoulder tackle, but Jacob is not going down. In fact, Jacob is absolutely mollywhopping Reigns, with Reigns getting a few glimmers of hope, but Fatu is standing tall right now. In at number 3 is the debuting Hikuleo, or Tama Tonga, as I think what most likely his WWE name will be. He comes in and he gives a massive choke slam to Reigns, and he and Fatu just continue wearing him out. They do not eliminate him, they just continue to wear him out. Then in at number 4 is the human embodiment of a chainsaw, Mr. Tama Tonga. He comes in and continues mollywhopping Reigns. Reigns does get a few glimmers of hope. He is able to fight off all 3 of them for a brief moment, but before that, Jacob Fatu snuffs that out with a pop-up Samoan drop, and they continue just draining down Reigns. They have him propped up in a corner when in at number 5 is Tonga Loa. He is so confident. He slides into the ring and is going to perform a hip attack in the corner. But before that happens, Reigns pops up, hits him with the spear, and chucks him over the top rope. See ya, bye, Tonga Loa. Then all four of them, all three of them, I should say, Fatu, Tala Tonga, and Tama Tonga continue to gang up on Roman when in at number 6 is Solo Sikoa. In comes Solo, trying to get some revenge after losing the Ulafala on the debut Raw on Netflix. He hits Reigns with multiple Samoan spikes, and it takes Fatu, Hikuleo, Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa, all of them eliminating Mr. Roman Reigns. So the new bloodline is standing tall inside of the ring. Who is going to stop this dominant force of nature? In at number 7 is Mr. Sami Zayn. Yes, Sami Uso himself, and Roman gives Sami a nod and whispers something into his ear, basically saying, go in there and take them all out. And Sami gives it the old college try, but of course it is 4-on-1, and the numbers advantage overwhelms Zayn. He does get some offense in early on, but the numbers game is too much. But in at number 8, it is Mr. No Yeet himself, Jimmy Uso. He comes in and helps Zayn take down Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa for a brief bit, but they are not able to take down Tala Tonga and Jacob Fatu, and they still get dominated. In at number 9, it's the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso. He comes in, and all three of them take down Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and with a triple super kick, they are able to get Tala Tonga, Hikuleo tied up in the ropes, but they are still not able to take down Jacob Fatu. He gives them all pop-up Samoan drops in the ring. Who is going to stop the Samoan Werewolf? In at number 10 is another debut. It is Zilla Fatu. That's right, I am debuting Zilla Fatu on the main roster right now after hearing some stuff that he lost to Booker T at a Reality of Wrestling show. I'm thinking that he might be a surprise in the Royal Rumble. We'll see. But Zilla comes out and comes face-to-face with Jacob Fatu, and basically it is the irresistible force meeting an immovable object. These guys are basically evenly matched, and of course we're going to have an 8-man scrap in the middle of that ring during all of the kerfuffling. Give me a little drink to refresh my vocal cords. But all of this going down, let me see here in my notes. Here, the Usos give him a double super kick. Give Tama Tonga a double super kick, sending him out, and he is eliminated. Hikuleo is once again tied up in the ropes after a double super kick by the Usos, and it takes all four of them, Sami, both Usos, and Zilla Fatu, to eliminate Hikuleo or Tala Tonga, and Zilla on his own is able to eliminate Solo Sikoa, and Jacob is pissed off. He goes to dive at Zilla Fatu, but Zilla low bridges, and Jacob flies out of the ring over the top rope, and he is eliminated. The OG bloodline with Zilla Fatu is standing tall. Who's going to stop them? Well, only the big giant man coming in at number 11. It is Omos. Omos comes in and just absolutely decimates both Usos and Sami Zayn, but It has some struggles with Zilla Fatu until he gives a massive tree slam to Zilla, taking him out. In at number 12 is Big Bronson Reed. Now, again, I know he's out injured, but again, it is my Rumble, my rules, so shut up. So, in at number 12 is Bronson Reed, and this is the section of the Rumble where you're going to see here in a little bit where it is meat all the time. Bronson Reed is able to chuck fools around left, right, and center, and struggles a little bit with Omos, but does eventually pick him up and hit a nice suplex. In at number 13, let's rekindle some magic, shall we? It's Braun Strowman. Strowman comes out and immediately locks eyes with Reed, rekindling their rivalry from late of last year. And these guys go hell for leather, knocking each other loopy. But when all of that happens, Omos, who's leaned up against the top rope, is eliminated by Sammy, Jimmy and Jay, Zilla, and Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed giving the final heave-ho of Omos and eliminates him over the top rope. In at number 14 is Otis of the Alpha Academy. He comes in and starts chucking fools left, right, and center as well, giving overhead belly-to-bellies to Usos, Zayn, Fatu, who gives him a bit of a struggle, but he is able to hit him with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex, and we have a triple threat meet-off with him, Strowman, and Reed, and I think that would be pretty fun. In at number 15 is Karrion Kross, and just like the last guys before him, he comes out giving Doomsday Saidos to everybody, including Otis, Strowman, and Reed, because I think that would be a really cool spot, and I think they should be pushing Kross a lot more than what they are. Give that man a chance. In at number 16 is everyone's favorite friend in the whole wide world, Kofi Kingston. And this is where we kind of play up on the Kofi save spot a little bit, where Kofi enters the ring and he immediately gets hit with all sorts of finishers. Yes, I'm making everyone, faces and heels, New Day fans, because why on earth break them up the way they did? It's so heartbreaking. Otis hits a falling slam. Strowman hits a power slam. Bronson Reed hits a tsunami on Kingston. And right as the buzzer ends, Kingston is thrown over the top rope, but is able to catch himself. In at number 17 is, of course, Xavier Woods. And when Strowman goes to shove Kingston off the apron, Woods catches him on his shoulders, almost like an electric chair. Kofi does end up falling back, and you're thinking, oh, Kofi's going to potentially reverse Rana Woods on the floor, but nope. Kofi uses his core strength to pull himself up and basically, does the loser sign like, I'm still in it. But then Strowman gets out of the ring. He slides under the bottom rope and basically trucks both Woods and Kingston, eliminating Kingston from the Rumble. Woods gets chucked in, immediately picked up in a power slam. Strowman and Otis give Woods the compactor, because I love that tag team finish from Heavy Machinery, and Otis eliminates Xavier Woods. Now that the New Day have been taken care of, in at number 18, how about we finish this story arc a little bit here? Chad Gable comes in at number 18. Give Chad a bit of offense here. Give him a whole bunch of Chaos Theory suplexes to Zayn and the Usos. Maybe one to Bronson Reed, maybe. And then have him come face-to-face with Otis. They get into a bit of a slugfest. Otis is about to be Chaos Theoried by Gable, but he performs a standing switch, and he Germans Gable over the top rope and eliminates him, because I think Gable might be able to pull off that spot. In at number 19 is The Miz. He and Karrion Kross team up to take out everybody in the ring. Miz gives skull-crushing finales to Jay, to Sammy, and to Zilla Fatu. And Kross is able, let me see in my notes here. Kross is able to eliminate Sami Zayn. Miz ends up eliminating, let me see here. Okay. Just trying to figure out my place here. Miz is trying to eliminate Otis all by his lonesome, but he realizes he needs some major help. And Kross comes over, helps Otis over the top rope. Otis is eliminated. Zilla, being the valiant babyface he is, gives a pop-up Samoan drop to The Miz, but is immediately caught by Karrion Kross into a Doomsday Saito. And he and Miz are both able to eliminate Zilla from the Rumble. Everything seems to be going well when all of a sudden, that was supposed to be a hell of a lot cooler than what it was. Although it is illuminating on my face. So I guess that works. Lights go out and you hear that one piano note. Miz and Kross see Dexter Lumis sitting on the announce table on the outside. What they don't realize is Uncle Howdy has slid into the ring, given Miz a Sister Abigail, and chucked him over the top rope. And for good measure, gives Kross a Sister Abigail and chucks him over the top. They're both eliminated, and the Wyatt Six disappear. Excuse me. This is setting up what I'm going to have planned for Mania, a 8 or 10 person mixed tag Firefly Funhouse match between the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament, which I will delve into because I am planning on doing a How WWE Should Book WrestleMania 41 video. I do have that in the works, so I will have that planned out. Now, we are into the final 10. In at number 20, it is Zero Miedo. It is Penta himself. Again, need a little bit of a refreshment. Yes, Penta makes his debut. Well, not his official debut. He will make his debut in the Rumble, I should say, his first Rumble appearance. And he comes in and just starts hitting sling blades left, right, and center. And he is about to hit a package pile driver onto Jimmy Uso when Jay gives him a super kick right on the chin. Well, in at number 21 is, of course, Penta's tag partner, Rey Fénix. Yes, I am having Fénix debut in the Royal Rumble because, again, it is my Rumble, my rules, my booking, so shut up. So, yes, Fénix comes in and lays Jimmy out with one of his, pump fade kicks that he does, which I absolutely love. And this is where you just have Penta and the Usos just team up and absolutely run buck wild. You just showcase how good these two teams are. And before the next entrant comes out, it looks like Jimmy is going to be eliminating Fénix, but Penta pulls the old switcheroo and Fénix eliminates Jimmy Uso. But right as Fénix turns around, he immediately hits a super kick from Jay, which sends him out. But Jay immediately turns into a package pile driver, and Jay is eliminated as well. Or I should say, Let me revise that because I just remembered who I have coming out next. So, just Jimmy is eliminated by Fenix by this point. In comes number 22, Rey Mysterio. And at this point, you just have a brilliant Lucha three-way between Penta, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio. Show off how good these three are. Both Rey, Fenix, and Penta being the future of Lucha Libre, and of course Rey being the present and past of Lucha Libre. And you just have them go crazy. In at number 23, continuing the Lucha greatness, is of course Dominic Mysterio. And this is where all three of them, Fenix, Penta, and Rey Mysterio, they each take turns beating the crap out of Dominic. Rey hits a 619, which then turns into the Lucha Bros stomp package pile driver tag team finish. And Dom is eliminated by all three of them. See ya, bye. But while that elimination is happening, Jay super kicks Fenix out of the ring, eliminating Fenix. And then Jay turns into a package pile driver, and Penta eliminates Jay from the ring. In at number 24 is Finn Balor. Tonight, I think on Raw, Priest and him are going to be having a street fight, which will potentially end their feud. Not in my world, it's not. They are still very much at each other's throats. And at this point, Phoenix, or I should say Penta, and Balor just start having a sling blade off. And Balor ends up winning that exchange towards the end. In at number 25, like I alluded to earlier, it's Balor's forever enemy, Damian Priest. And he's hitting South of Heaven choke slams all over the shop. And once he gets to Balor, Balor hoofs him in the balls with a low blow and is going to potentially eliminate him when Priest gets a little bit of revenge and hoofs him with a mule kick, giving him a low blow as well. In at number 26 is JD McDonough, who tries to help Balor eliminate Priest, but Priest eventually shoves both of them off. JD gets hit with a South of Heaven chokeslam and chucked out of the ring by Priest. In at number 27 now is the man we can't see. It's Mr. John Cena. I think everyone's odds-on favorite to win the Rumble in real life and to challenge Cody Rhodes for his 17th world title. He comes in giving all of his moves of doom to Balor, hits the 5-knuckle shuffle on Balor, and is going to eliminate him, but is stopped by Priest, who hits a massive South of Heaven chokeslam on Cena because Priest wants to eliminate Balor himself. Priest looks like he's going to go for the Razor's Edge, but Balor slips out of it, hits a sling blade, thinks about going for a coup de grace, but stops himself, tries to chuck Priest over the top rope, but is stopped, and Balor gets hit with a massive South of Heaven chokeslam onto the outside of the ring. Yes, JD McDonough is still there. Gets hit with a massive South of Heaven chokeslam onto McDonough. Balor is eliminated by Priest. In at number 28 is Say His Name and He Appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yes, Joe Hendry makes his way down the ramp, and if that happens in Indianapolis for real, I will lose my mind. He comes in, clearing house, and bumps backs, much like Hogan and Warrior did in the 1990 Rumble, bumps backs with John Cena, and Hendry is able to get the better of that exchange. In at number 29, it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes in and immediately hits a buckshot lariat on Cena, and he stares down with Joe Hendry, and he says, well, why don't you get better at being a salesman? Because I have my product with Mr. Beast with apparently moldy cheese, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so he and Hendry go back and forth, squaring off with each other. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Penta is eliminated by Reed, or I should say Rey Mysterio is eliminated by Bronson Reed. Penta, trying to avenge his lucha best friend Rey Mysterio, tries to hit a package pile driver onto Reed, but Reed fights out of it and clotheslines Penta over the top rope. Penta is eliminated. And in at number 30, it is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, after losing to Punk on the first episode of Raw on Netflix, is trying to get his footing back by winning the Royal Rumble. So, we have some rekindling of rivalries. We have Paul and Seth have a stare down for a little bit. We have Cena and Paul have a stare down for a little bit. And these guys are just going, hell for leather against each other. Meanwhile, Cena is about to hit an AA onto Joe Hendry when Logan Paul hits a super kick onto Cena's chin, and Logan Paul is able to clothesline John Cena out of the ring. Well, not out of the ring. Well, yes, out of the ring, onto the apron. And Cena, much like Shawn Michaels did in the 2010 Rumble, Logan Paul super kicks him at the knees and then super kicks him in the face, and Cena does the Shawn Michaels style where he's reaching for the rope, but he falls and Cena is eliminated. You may be wondering Cena's road to Mania. I will delve into more of that in my Mania 41 booking video. Stay tuned for that. So Logan Paul is celebrating when he turns immediately into a potential freak of nature by Joe Hendry, but Logan Paul rakes Hendry's eyes and chucks Hendry over the top rope. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Bronson Reed and Damian Priest are exchanging big rights and big lefts from each other. Reed is able to body check Priest and heads up to the top rope for a tsunami attempt, but Priest stops him. It looks like he's going to choke slam him onto the apron, but Reed is able to shove him away. But Priest, in a bit of showmanship, jumps up to the middle rope, and it appears as though he's going to hit a broken arrow into the ring, but Logan Paul drop kicks them both off the top rope, Priest in this case going over the top rope, and both of them being eliminated. Let me see here with my notes here. Yep. So the last two guys in the ring are Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. Paul is celebrating the fact that he's eliminated these two giants from the ring, but immediately turns around and eats a sling blade from Seth Rollins. Now, this is where I'm going to differ a little bit from the two previous Rumbles that we've had with Gunther and Cody and Punk and Cody, where they've had these long matches. I'm going to shake up the formula a little bit. They're not going to have a super long match, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes of action between them. But Logan Paul, ever the guy to throw dirt in the eye of a guy that's down, looks like he's going to hit a GTS onto Rollins, but Rollins fights out, kicks him in the knees, hits a stomp, and is able to pick Logan Paul up and throw him over the top rope. Seth Rollins wins the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. And then the timer starts counting down. It hits 0. In at number 31 is The Rock. The Rock comes out, strolling down with his People's Championship, walks right into the ring, hits a spine buster onto Seth, picks him up, hits a rock bottom, People's Elbow, chucks him over the top rope. The Rock has won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. And he stares into the camera and said, Cody, you remember that little object that I gave you? That has come due, my friend. I'll see you at WrestleMania. So there you go. It'll be Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania 41. During the press conference at the end of the show, Cody Rhodes, who has successfully retained his title in his ladder match with Kevin Owens, is asked, what was the object that The Rock gave you? And Cody says, well, at first I didn't completely understand what it was. It was just a slip of paper. And all that slip of paper had on it was the number 31. And I really didn't know what that meant at the time. Did it signal the fact that, Dwayne was going to potentially wait 31 days to enact on his revenge, essentially? Or was he going to challenge on the 31st day of any month? Or was he going to reference like Mania 31, where, I stroll down to the ring, make a match, triple threat match, and I walk away with the championship? But Cody should have thought about it a little bit more literally, and was just like, it clicked when I walked into the building today. It's number 31 in the Rumble. And he says, Rock, you used your powers as a board member to make a spot in the Rumble for you to win. That's fine. But at WrestleMania 41, I'm going to retain this title if you smell what I'm cooking. So there you go. That is how I would book the Men's Royal Rumble match of 2025. Now, of course, this is a very perfect world that we live in. I know Rock is not going to be available for Mania 41, but this is just something that I would like to see, and I would like to see them finish that story that they set up all the way on the Raw after WrestleMania, and when Rock came out for Bad Blood. I would just like to see that story finished. Please and thank you. So, yeah. If you guys like this sort of video, let me know down in the comments below. Maybe suggest ideas as to what I should potentially rebook next. Whether it be past, present, or future. So, yeah. I think that'll be it for now, guys. I'll catch you guys next time.